Giving advice. In this video, we practice 5 ways to give advice, with emphasis on conditional to. Decisions, decisions, decisions. So hard to make a decision. But I have some friends who give me advice. Let's look at examples of giving advice using conditional to. I have a neighbor who honks her horn twice to say goodbye to her children at 5 a.m. It wakes me up every morning. How do I ask my neighbor to stop this daily ritual? If I were you, if I were in your shoes, if I were in your position, if it were up to me, if it were my problem, if I had the opportunity, if I thought it would work. As for me, it's up to you, but I would talk to my neighbor. I'd talk to my neighbor. It's raining hard today. Should I wear a raincoat or take an umbrella? If I were in your shoes, I would wear a raincoat and carry an umbrella. If I were in your shoes, I'd wear a raincoat and carry an umbrella. I'm in the market for a new car. Which one would you choose? The red one or the white one? If I were buying a car, I would get the red one. If I were buying a car, I'd get the red one. I'm moving to a new city. What do you suggest? Rent an apartment or buy a house? If it were up to me, I would buy a house outside the city, a lot quieter. If it were up to me, I'd buy a house outside the city, a lot quieter. The children want to get a pet. What do you think? A cat or a dog? As for me, I would get one of each, a cat and a dog. As for me, I'd get one of each, a cat and a dog. Let's go over 5 ways to give advice. 1. Conditional to. If I were you, I would. I've had a long day at work. What should I do? Cook at home or go to the diner? If I were you, I would go to the diner. I'll go with you. If I were you, I'd go to the diner. I'll go with you. Two, modal plus simple verb. You could, should, might, oughta do X. Let's see, what should I order? A hamburger or a BLT? You could try the BLT. You should try the BLT. You might try the BLT. You ought to try the BLT. Three, ask a question. Why not do X? Why don't you do X? How about X? Have you thought about X? What else? Why not get some fries too? Why don't you get some fries too? How about some fries, too? Four. Use verbs recommend, suggest, plus present subjunctive. I recommend that you do X. I suggest that you do X. And what to drink? I recommend a beer. I suggest you get a beer. You've worked hard today. Five, a strong form. You have to do X. You'd better do X. It's getting late. You have to get up early in the morning. You had better head home. You'd better head home. So, what do you think? Did my friends give me good advice? Don't forget me. People never ask me for advice, but I like to add my 2 cents anyway. What about you? Do you like to give advice? Do people usually take your advice? If you like this video, before you go, hit the thumbs up button and try the audio quiz for this lesson. Or you might like one of these related lessons.